While Warren Buffett took 55 years to join the Billionaires Club, Jay Walker literally walked into it in less than a year. During the dot-com bubble, he launched Priceline.com and instantly saw his net worth grow from zero to billions. However, that wasn't sustainable because when the bubble burst, the value of his net worth crashed as well, while Buffett remains at the top of the list and doesn't appear to be leaving anytime soon. That's the kind of wealth you want to build. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Finance Guardian channel. If you don't know the rules in the game of money, you are doomed to fail since it is a tough, competitive, and ruthless arena. The problem with most people is that they tend to work hard all their lives but end up poor at the end of their journey because they just don't understand how the game works. So if you want to be on the other side of the coin, you'd better master the rules first. Number 1. The 24-hour and 72-hour rules. The 24-hour rule is derived from the principle of sleeping on it before making a big decision. Instead of being tempted to buy on impulse, wait 24 hours before locking in an expensive purchase. This will give you time to think about whether it's a want or a need and ensure it won't be an emotional and unnecessary indulgence. The 72-hour rule pushes this even further and suggests waiting even longer. The Austrian neurologist Viktor Frankl wrote in his book Man's Search for Meaning, between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. According to the New York Times, this space between our desire to buy and actually buying can hold the power to change our decisions. Number 2. Money grows on trees. You probably have been taught the opposite, but the fact is that you will always be poor if you don't approach things from this perspective. There is no way to trade your time for your money for your entire life, and that is why you should plant trees that generate income while you are not around. This isn't as easy as it sounds though. Do you know how hard it is to plant a tree? First, you must plant the seed, but it will be useless if it is not planted in soil that is rich in nutrients. The tree won't grow on its own. You'll have to water it and take care of it, and it certainly won't grow overnight. It can take trees as long as 10, 20, or even 30 years to grow. However, once they reach maturity, they will continue to produce fruits without much effort. Assets work the same way. Once you build up a business or save up enough to invest, they continue to pay dividends even if you are not there. And even if you earn $500 an hour, if you don't have enough trees in your garden, you could go back to being poor when you grow old, become ill, and are unable to sustain your job. Number 3. Don't tell anyone you have money. We have a tendency to boast about how much money we make, and at the end of the day, in the age of capitalism, this is what determines your social status. At least that is what most people believe. Unfortunately, money is like a magnet. You will suddenly become well-liked because everyone will want a piece of it. The feeling of respect and acceptance will be nice, but it will come with a price that's not worth it. If they cannot get it nicely, they will sue you and get it the hard way. We live in a world like that. Even if you make $1 million a year, don't let anyone know. Keep your head down and just keep on making more. The next rule is, without a doubt, the most important lesson in this video. Number 4. Money cannot fix your insecurities. We all have insecurities and we often buy that expensive car, move to a bigger house, or buy a newer phone because we want to be accepted or admired by society. Having an expensive car will make you feel good for a week or two, but then it will become normal and you will still feel insecure, so you'll want an even better and more expensive car. It's a never-ending cycle that makes people who make a lot of money poor. If you are looking for acceptance, learn how to manage your emotions. Truth be told, your insecurities are going to drain your bank account, but they will still remain. Just work on improving your social skills and learn how to boost your confidence. Don't get me wrong, I am not saying you shouldn't buy a luxurious car or a private jet. You are free to buy whatever you desire, but don't do it to satisfy your insecurity. There are much cheaper and better ways to do that. Number 5. Time is money, so invest in services that save it. Warren Buffett said, "Time is the only asset you can't get any more of, so be extremely selective when handing it out." Following the advice of one of the best investors of all time, you should spend your money on services that save you time and stress. It may be worth the extra cost to use a delivery service or rent or buy an apartment closer to your workplace. A lifestyle that gives you more free time to engage in the things you will enjoy will enhance your level of personal fulfillment. Number 6. The greatest wealth transfers happen during crises. The 2008 economic crash caused the unemployment rate to spike since the companies couldn't keep paying the bills. Millions of people lost their jobs, became homeless, and went into poverty. On the other hand, some people aggressively began investing and grew much wealthier after the crisis, since crises are when the biggest transfers of wealth occur. You can become an overnight success if you are willing to grasp the opportunity. At the beginning of the video, we told you about Jay Walker, who became a billionaire in a matter of months by taking advantage of the dot-com bubble. Even though his wealth was unsustainable, he still managed to keep hundreds of millions of dollars. Mark Cuban is a notable example as well. In fact, he once said, "You have to be lucky to become a billionaire, because if it wasn't for the 1998 financial crisis, he wouldn't have become a billionaire." Instead of viewing financial crises as hoaxes perpetuated by the government or the 1%, take advantage of them as they do. Take the time to understand how the system works, study past crises to find out how and why they happen, and be ready to be on the receiving end when the next one takes place. Number 7. Expenses increase as you age. Have you realized that you spend more and more every single year? Back when you were a teen, $100 was a lot of money. Now it barely covers your gas bill. Your expenses are only going to increase as you grow older. It's just the way of life, especially when you start a family. Since most people are making a decent amount of money today, they don't worry about the future, but when they reach the point where their expenses outweigh their income, they start to complain that they don't have enough money to invest. As such, if you do not ensure that your income is increasing every year, you will find yourself stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle that will keep you poor for the rest of your life. And that's why the next and final rule must be taken very seriously. Number 8. Wealth accumulates over time. Just as you can't grow a tree overnight, you can't grow wealth overnight. Remember, when it comes to investing, the earlier the better. With the power of compounding, you can become wealthy with even $100. I have an entire video on that titled "The Power of Compounding, a simple yet powerful trick for increasing your wealth." The link will be in the description below. Going back, it's no wonder why the world's greatest investors started investing at age 11. What were you doing when you were 11? Let me share a fun fact with you. 100 years from now, you could make your grandchild a millionaire by simply investing $1,160, which is the same as the price of a new smartphone, because by that time, without any additional investment, it would have grown to over $1 million. It's unlikely you'll live until then, but I am sure your grandchild will be grateful. Suppose he doesn't get greedy and keeps it for his grandson for another 100 years. It'll grow to almost $1 billion. Obviously, waiting for so long is futile. However, the earlier you start, the faster you will be able to reach a position where you will no longer have to worry about your bills again. Warren Buffett took 55 years to make his first billion and just another 3 years to make his second billion. In fact, 98% of his fortune was accumulated after his 55th birthday because of the power of compounding. And that's all the time that we have today, folks. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do remember to hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe to our channel, and on your way out, please do remember to click on that bell icon too so you can remain updated about all of our future videos. You're welcome to the channel where you will learn the basics of personal finance in easy to understand language. We'll see you next time.